Hello, everyone. For men over 50, can solo sexual activity be a helpful part of staying sexually active? Or can it sometimes become a hindrance to a healthy, fulfilling, intimate life? It's a question many men have, but very few discuss it openly. The answer isn't a simple good or bad. The reality is far more nuanced, and it depends heavily on how you approach these habits, and more importantly, why. As men enter their 50s, 60s, and beyond, their bodies go through natural physiological shifts, changes in hormone levels, blood circulation, and the quality and reliability of erections. This makes understanding the true impact of our sexual habits more critical than ever before. In this video, we're going to break down the science behind how solo habits can affect the mature male brain and body. We'll look at potential risks, especially when combined with certain types of online content. We'll debunk some persistent myths, and we'll explore healthier, more effective ways to maintain your sexual health for years to come. The modern challenge: supernormal stimulus. So why are we having this conversation now more than ever? The landscape of human sexuality has been dramatically reshaped over the last couple of decades. Periods of increased stress, significant changes in our daily routines, or social isolation can lead all of us to alter our habits. But the biggest change is the unlimited access to online adult content. This has introduced something that neuroscientists call a supernormal stimulus. A supernormal stimulus is an exaggerated artificial version of a natural trigger that the brain finds more appealing than the real thing. Think of it like this: our ancestors craved sugar because it was a rare source of energy. Today we have candy bars, a concentrated supernormal version of that craving that our biology was never designed to handle. Certain online content acts in the same way. It's a supernormal stimulus for sexual desire, presenting a constant stream of novelty and unrealistic scenarios that real-life intimacy simply can't compete with. When this becomes a regular part of a man's routine, it can begin to hinder rather than help his sexual health. Understanding the stimulus gap. So, how exactly can this habit become a hindrance? It all comes down to the way your brain is wired. Your brain is incredibly adaptive. It builds and reinforces neural pathways based on repeated behaviors. When you engage in a solo habit, especially in the same way every time, you are training your brain to respond to a very specific set of stimuli. This is where we run into a major challenge I call the stimulus gap. First, let's talk about the physical gap. During a solo activity, you're in complete control: the grip, the pressure, the speed. It is a perfectly calibrated experience. However, partnered intimacy is fundamentally different. It's a responsive, dynamic, and unpredictable experience. If your brain has been trained to expect high-intensity, specific stimulation, the sensations of real intimacy can feel underwhelming. Now let's add the psychological gap. Digital fantasy content conditions your brain to link arousal with visual novelty, completely detached from genuine emotional connection. In a real-life, intimate encounter, these artificial triggers are absent. When the brain is accustomed to the supernormal stimulus of this content, it can struggle to find arousal in a real, intimate setting. Real-world consequences. This stimulus gap, both physical and psychological, can lead to very real and challenging sexual issues. Difficulties with erection. The man is physically with his partner, but his brain may be conditioned to need a different, more intense type of stimulation to respond. Changes in ejaculation. This is a common concern. It can manifest as delayed ejaculation or even difficulty reaching orgasm because the stimulation threshold has been set too high by solo habits. Lowered desire for partnered intimacy. This might sound counterintuitive, but real intimacy can start to feel like work or a disappointment compared to a guaranteed fantasy. He may lose interest not in sex itself, but in the act of being intimate with a partner. When does a habit cross the line? So when does a private habit become a problem? The key difference is choice versus compulsion. A healthy habit is something you choose to do. A compulsion is an urge that feels difficult to control, even when you know it has negative consequences. The habit becomes a problem when it starts to interfere with your life, your relationships, your sleep, or your mood. Often this compulsion can be tied to underlying emotional issues like stress, loneliness, or anxiety. Breaking this cycle is key, and it often requires addressing the root emotional triggers with professional support. The foundation of sexual health lifestyle. Now we've talked a lot about the how and why. I want you to know that there is hope and there are solutions. Before we dive into specific options, it's crucial to remember that sexual health is directly linked to your overall health. Simple lifestyle choices form the bedrock of wellness. A balanced diet, regular physical activity, managing stress, and getting quality sleep are fundamental. They are the first and most important step you can take. Now let's debunk 2 critical myths. Debunking 2 common myths. Myth number 1: frequent ejaculation prevents prostate cancer. While a few studies have suggested a possible link, this is not a proven cause and effect relationship. Correlation is not causation. No major medical organization recommends this as a cancer prevention strategy. The proven methods are a healthy lifestyle and regular medical checkups. Myth number 2: solo habits. Prime the engine and keep libido high. In moderation, it can be part of a healthy life. But when it becomes excessive or reliant on intense online content, it can do the exact opposite. It can lead to desensitization, making you less interested in real intimacy. Healthy solutions: the use it or lose it principle. This brings us to a valid concern: use it or lose it. Is it true? To a degree, yes. Regular blood flow is essential for tissue health. Fortunately, there are healthier alternatives to maintain function without creating the stimulus gap. Pelvic floor exercises, Kegels. These exercises strengthen the muscles responsible for erections and control. Vacuum erection device, VED. When used under medical guidance, this can be a form of physical therapy to promote circulation and tissue health. Pelvic physiotherapy. A trained physical therapist can create a personalized program to optimize your entire pelvic function. These methods help maintain the physical hardware without negatively rewiring the software in your brain. Final advice. So, can solo activity help or hinder after 50? The answer is all about balance, awareness, and intent. As a conscious, moderate choice in a varied, intimate life, it's perfectly fine. But when it becomes a compulsive, high-intensity habit, it can hinder your function and your desire for real connection. The key is to prioritize genuine intimacy and explore healthy methods to maintain your physical function. If any of this has resonated with you, please don't hesitate to speak with a urologist, therapist, or another qualified healthcare professional. These are common health concerns, and they have real, manageable solutions. If you found this information valuable, please consider liking this video and subscribing for more straightforward, evidence-based content on mature health. Share it with someone who might benefit, and let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching and be well.